Hello. I'm always talking about why my skin products, why my hormone creams, or even my supplements are the strongest, the best, the most visible results. And the reason is because I have always been an ingredient fiend, a formulator. I don't take products and put my name on them. I basically am the formulator that goes in with the chemist to formulate what works and why. And there's a lot that goes into that. And I thought that you might be interested in what goes into formulating these things. First and foremost, with skin products and with my hormone creams, you've got to have the best ingredients. It starts with knowing and testing the ingredient of everything that comes into the lab. So when you receive them, you've got to know that there's no anything else in the ingredient but what it says. They're pure. You've got to have ingredients in order to make maximal therapy, physician strength yet non-toxic. You've got to have the chemistry right. That's the chirality. So in order to have chirality, so chemically correct, so the body recognizes the chemical that you're putting on the surface of the skin, and it then forces the skin to have a maximal result. Chirality. In other words, I use R-lipoic. I don't use alpha-lipoic because alpha-lipoic, 50% of it is not chirally correct. R-lipoic is 100% chirally correct. So you have to separate out what's not chirally correct. That's what makes them strongest, okay? You've got to have the purest ingredients. Then, when you formulate, you've got to, number one, what ingredients work? There's a million ingredients on the market. So you've got to study what are the ingredients. What does the body recognize? Number one, there's a lot of ingredients that are put in skin products and that are in pharmaceuticals that the body doesn't necessarily recognize. There's fillers that go into things with a lot of products which do nothing. They're just filling up the formula so it holds together. In my products, number one, every ingredient is chirally chemically correct. Number two is the purest ingredients. They've all been tested that there's no anything that is in there by chance from the supplier that may have a bad effect or no effect, that it's just filler. Number three is that the ingredients are useful. In other words, I'm constantly sorting through ingredients to see what really works, what's worth it, what is really gonna force the skin, because there's only so many ingredients that the body can handle. It's like with my serum, I say to people, use 2, 3, 4 drops, not more, because it's so strong, the formula, that the body can only absorb so much at one time. So, but the ingredients themselves, the body recognizes. So you have to choose the ingredients versus everything else that's on the market. You have to sort out the noise. You have to sort out things that aren't maximal strength. And then when you formulate, you have to put things in a ratio. You have to add things at a particular way because that makes them even stronger. And that's where having the best cosmetic chemist, biochemist that works with you, and I'm very particular about who I work with. I'm picking the ingredients, and then I'm in the lab working with, so that we then test the ingredient, and it goes through a lot of different formulations to feel it. so it doesn't have any fragrances. So it works for men and women. So it works for young skin and old skin. So older skin. So it works for skin conditions as well as for cosmetic concerns. Because at the end of the day, if you're feeding the skin what maximally youthfully makes it function, then it's going to heal, it's going to repair, it's going to prevent, it's going to slow down the clock, it's going to turn back the clock, it's going to help rid whatever the challenges are. Now, look, in medicine, there's so much we can do. We can't presto, again, no magic wand, as I like to say, but we can optimize you as much as possible. And how you are on the inside matters as well. But so how you make a formula, and then you have to test it to see over time and in all sorts of different skin to see that it does what you set out, what your goal was to achieve. Then you also, with products, have to make sure that things aren't redundant, because in a formula, you can only put, it's just like in a recipe, in a bowl, you can only put so many things before, or so much water, or so much, whatever the ingredients are before it runs out of that bowl. In a formula, you can only put so many ingredients together, and they have to be in a ratio, and their chemistry has to work together, and they have to mix well. They have to be friends. They have to work together and not thwart each other. They have to enhance each other. And then you fill up that formula, and that's all you can do. So you have to focus on what is your goal for that formula. How many formulas do I need? Because I try to have as little as possible, but you fill up a formula, and then there are other things that you think, I need something that does more of this. So when I'm formulating, whether it be a hormone cream, and with the hormone creams, again, chemistry has to work. It has to melt into the skin. It has to draw the ingredient in. So there's so many aspects of chemistry that have to be perfect when you formulate. And it's something that I've always been enchanted with. Even as a physician, I care about that with pharmaceuticals. I look, what's the complete ingredient list? And I've done that since before I started to medicine. So I'm always trying to tell you what prevents, what reverses, etc. But you need to understand everything that goes into making things non-toxic, the strongest, the best visible results. And we always try to think about the price as well. But again, at the end of the day, best visible results and achieving your goals and relieving your symptoms and slowing down the clock is always my foremost goal. So hopefully that gives you a little insight and is of interest in formulation. Thank you.